To whom much is given, much is expected.
We learned that we must be servants. Too much we have been given, and we need to do a lot as a result of having so much.
And do it with love.
Dr. Bull, who was our pastor at the time, called us the three of us into our office saying he'd like to figure out some way to honor the mission legacy of Village Church. We began to talk amongst ourselves and thought, maybe KCK, maybe meet us in KCK, maybe urban Kansas City, Missouri. We knew there was a lot of bad history of people coming in from the outside and say, stand back, we're here to make a difference in your neighborhood. And then often they would just go away.
When in particular Front Porch Alliance and Village Presbyterian came into the neighborhood, we had heard plenty of irrational exuberance where people would come in and say, oh, well, we're going to do all these great things. This is great white hope from the suburbs. And nobody's hearing that because we've heard it too many times.
And our friends, our residents would watch us from inside the window and watch and see what we were doing. There were not a lot of them out there initially. And what I have found in doing mission is that it takes a while to establish trust.
Everybody wants to live in peace and harmony and regain their trust with people. We lost our trust and we want that back and be able to walk the streets safely, and we're getting that through Ivanhoe and Front Porch.
We knew we could trust them when you see the things they have done, the lives they have changed, the people that they have helped. That's when we knew we could trust them.
It's an uplifting. It's taken 25 years for just with our input, let alone all the other.
I think one of the best things is just the existing relationships. I think the mutual respect and understanding between two community groups. I think there's, as Jenny said, a trust and friendship and long-lasting relationships. As Betty has worked hard to keep up.
They did the small thing that they said they would do. And then the next week, they did the small thing that they said they would do. And over time, they've built credibility.
Betty Crooker, Carol Calden, and Jenny Bill. These three women went out in the community, knocked on doors, talked to folks, had lunches with pastors, sat on grandma's porches to just hear what is happening on the east side and how they may support them.
I was introduced to Front Porch Alliance when my parents were looking at it like an ad to try to find something for me to do after school. It was academics during the daytime, and then in the evening time, we went to the zoo and different places. After that program, Front Porch was offering a girls group, Miss Charlotte and Miss Jill, and it was on Saturdays, and it got me out the house. Something to do that wasn't being on the street or just being bored. We were able to do all kinds of things like knitting. We went to the museum, we went to the girls basketball, to a farm. It was just like a wonderful experience, and I truly enjoyed it. It really set and paved the way to the things that I enjoy doing now. Even when I went to college, I went to UMKC, Front Porch still offer like a scholarship. I can get books, and I can get books in time and wouldn't have to go to the bookstore, and I truly appreciate it. Since the camp was held at Shalom Missionary Baptist Church, I still remain. I had premarital counseling there. We got married at the church. We still do ministries at the church, and we had our kids dedicated there. It really did set a path and paved the way for us.
The principals welcomed us into their buildings. They provided staff to support us, places for us to work. My name is Charlotte Davison, and I coordinated the PAL program.
So PALS is not just about academic, it's also about the relationships that you're able to have with the volunteer and the students. That one-on-one relationship that they build is so important. The students value it immensely. There's so much excitement behind being able to build this relationship. The students know that it's not just academic, it goes above and beyond academic.
Our Youth Journeys pillar consists of 7 different STEAM initiatives. During the school year, we have PALS, our tutoring program, robotics, financial literacy, Our Stories, which is an intergenerational mapping and storytelling program, RISE, which takes place in January, which is a reading program that promotes and honors the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and other social change activists throughout our history. And then in the summertime, we have 2 summer youth programs, Real Collectors, which is a film program, and Porch Storytellers, which is a art program.
Minor Home Repairs is also one of our longest standing programs. It is a program that came about 25 years ago, and its goal is to help folks be able to continue to live in their homes, particularly seniors, to age in place. We know that the population, the housing on the east side tends to be underserved. Our name, Front Porch Alliance, also came from helping people with their front porches. We have done a lot of porches, a lot of stairways to porches, and it's been a really impactful program to help people with the safety of their homes.
I'm so passionate about really just walking along the lines with their families and meeting them where they are and just understanding where they came from or where they're coming from with certain things. And I feel honored to be able to come back and do the same thing that was done for me.
A friend of mine actually knew that I had a newborn and offered some additional support and referred me to the program. With the help of a parent coach, was able to identify some developmental delays that my son was experiencing and was able to start some early intervention for him, catching those developmental delays early to prepare our children for kindergarten.
As a parent coach, we work with families prenatal to 5 years old. We support families in family development, child development, family well-being, and growing a family. As parent coaches, we work with families to figure out what aligns for their values and what they want for their family, and then just walk with them along that journey. Early education is not always the front of mind. A lot of key learning for individuals all start in early learning, and I think as neighborhood families, being able to fill the gap of understanding what it looks like to develop a child, but also to develop, again, a person, a whole person as you are developing a child.
I see Front Porch Alliance filling in the gaps in the community by carrying on what we learned through the community needs assessment that we published earlier this year in 2024. The community needs assessment addressed that many families right now are interested in making sure their mental health is taken care of. What we did was listen to the community, had them to fill out a survey, had a few focus groups to gather as much information as possible. And through gathering that information, realizing that we do not have to be everything to everyone, and that's physically impossible. What we can do is to leverage the resources and strengths of the community to continue to meet the needs and overcome the barriers together by everyone being able to stand in their own strengths.
So it's all in the name. I think that the thing that I would hope is never forgotten is the spirit of coming together as neighbors in order to uplift our community. Not just through service delivery, but also through intentional community care and relationship building.
Probably community, you know, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your neighbors, what have you, and that those are the experiences that really shape us moving forward, and that really have an impact on how we navigate our lives.
I hope that Front Porch Alliance's lasting legacy is that we were not just an organization that helped people, but we were community with people. I hope that people know that they can come to us, know that Front Porch can be a safe space, even if we don't have the resources to fill that gap, that we will do our best to connect them to the resources, to find a way that we can address the problem. We really look at the strengths that we have as an organization, as a community, and we try to look at how do we keep building on that? How do we uplift each other together? And I really hope that that's the legacy that we leave. I know that that's what drew me to Front Porch Alliance. I want to be a part of the community. I want to feel like we are a part of the place that we're serving, because we care about our community.
I hope that FTA continues to offer the programming that reflect the needs of our community members. So what that looks like for our youth, we could see our film class and our art class expand to be offered more times throughout the year. We could see the number of our robotics teams increase, or we could see something completely different. As we take direction from our youth, from our families, and from our community, we are really putting them at the forefront of directing what we offer.
Just continuing to impact and influence the lives of this community and then just the city at large.
For us to be truly community-based, that we lean on, leverage, uplift those voices of the Eastside and allow them to speak from their perspective on how the organization is to continue to work and meet the needs of Eastside community.
How do you see yourself supporting Front Porch Alliance in the next 25 years?